play. We've got Sora versus Joker. We got a DLC battle. Alright, and off we go right into the first set. Alright, so right off the bat we have these two kind of challenging each other in the air. And for the most part, that's Sora's domain. I think if I'm Joker, I'm going to want to try and whiff punish a little more. Do my best to get around it kind of stuff. But for the most part, it looks like these two players absolutely battling it out, you know. And now we've immediately put Joker into some sort of like corner ledge trap scenario as well. A lot of percent being wrecked right on immediately. I like the little, I like the care with which I-kon is trying to get off the ledge as well, using the wall jump, all of his tools. Interesting counter attempt. And that is a really quick stock. And there you go. The other, something to think about is don't go for that counter, you know, necessarily, given that, you know, no hitbox. But at the same time, oh! And that is immediately, Arsene is already on deck again. This is going to be very scary if JAsh can't, or JAsh, I forget already. If the Sora player cannot lock down this kill very soon. Oh, and immediately, look at that. Quickly, he's already at 70. I like the counter attempt, though. That is a nice reaction to that down air. But how can he make the stock? Oh, just like that. There we go. Okay, and now he's got a little bit of a hill to climb, but it's not necessarily like impossible. I mean, it's not undoable, you know. Oop. All right, and there you go. A quick fire raga, you know, into a combo. Alright, and at this point, you know, trying to keep him in the corner, but he gives up stage control very quickly as well. It ends up not quite working out for him, as we see, and now he's in disadvantage. I like the weight on the side B, not committing to any extra. You know, at this point, you know, the Joker is shielding, so you have to react. You have to make a decision. You know, Thundaga not quite fully connecting, but at the same time, making sure that there's no edge guard. And now we're back into this position where another stock could possibly be taken. You know, when Arsene out, when you're in the corner, it's a scary, scary sight. And I like how he went to challenge the neutral B off stage, but he was just a little bit too unfortunate with his spacing. Oh, and that almost worked out too. But oh my gosh, that's another unfortunate SD. But you know, at the very least, you've still racked on a lot of percent. You know. So it's still, like I said earlier, it's not the worst thing in the world, you know. By the way, I love seeing Haas in chat still, you know. Great to hear from you. Hope you're also doing well. I'm doing well, and I'm sure lots of the others are doing well as well, but I can't necessarily speak for them. Alright, but at this position, you know, Sora's definitely going to try and make something happen. Using a lot of the neutral B to try and ledge trap, I feel like I see a lot of Soras do that, you know. Seems very common, especially you use the Thundaga, or so they're coming to ledge, maybe you try to two-frame, and then you swap to the Blizzaga to try to catch a roll or a neutral get-up. You know, they're very good for those, but at the same time, you have to mix it up a little bit sometimes. And yet again, we end with another SD, unfortunate, and I-kon takes game 1.
Can I get 406 Buckley Hall and Cheesecake Fan to Station 6?
And at this point, we've got the banning process going down. If I'm Joker, I would probably prefer, like... I had to wait for a second. Was it Smashwell? The bans were Smashwell and FB, looks like. So, Battlefield, a pretty good choice for Sora in this position. Because if you know your combos, you know, you get a lot of extensions off of the top platform, but at the same time with your Joker, you have a lot of space to run around, you know, and get away. Because if I'm playing against a Sora, I want room to not have to deal with Sora in there. So this is a pretty interesting pick for the both of them. You know, it seems relatively even, but at the same time, your Joker probably gets a lot of these platforms too, and we're going to see how that happens at the start of this set. Alright, and now immediately we've got him back at ledge. A lot of the neutral B stuff on there in reaction, and very, very good patience and shield at that point to just wait for everything that he did until he knew he could punish it, you know.
Can I get PJ and Golem Station 2?
A little bit of spaghetti here and there. No punish on any of these things, unfortunately, but, you know, just a little bit of confusion. It happens sometimes. All right, I like that nair into forwarder. But the Sora Sonic Blade gonna come in with the instant lock on. You know, looks like they're definitely swinging a lot on each other, and I think the Joker player definitely took notice of that. As I was about to say that, given that counter, you know, very smart to pay attention to the aggression. You know, give yourself an Arsene. You know, the classic Joker moment of oh, I thought that was gonna be down smash, but he got the down tilt instead. Unfortunate. But yeah, as I was talking about earlier, the Arsene downer moment where just Joker downer hits instead of both, you don't get the spike. Oh, but there's the air dodge back onto stage. Very smart to make sure that you don't, you know, die in that position. You know, if you air dodge off stage, it could be dangerous. If you're Sora, you're not likely to SD for it. Oh, and a good read on that side B1. This is at least the second time I had seen, you know, side B on shield, and only committed to the first one, so he knew he was completely safe to drop that, to drop shield and punish that side B on whiff, you know. All right, and now we've got our. This is where Battlefield combos definitely come into play, you know. Joker gets a couple up airs, you know, but also on top of that, you got to be careful about your aggression on top of those platforms, and you'll see something similar to that, like we see there, the counter on the platform, you know, coming in clutch. But at this point, you know, if I'm Joker, I'm just trying to put on as much extra credit as I can without dying. So if you go for something that won't necessarily get you killed for countered, or you stay very safe, you just, you know, hit a bunch of little hits. You know, at this point, yeah, we're at 75, even in position maybe to get an early kill, but not quite as the Sonic Blade does happen to hit him. You know, Joker gun, especially when you have Arsene, does a lot of knockback. Oh, okay, and there goes Arsene, so now there's chances of killing. Speaking of killing, there's another stock in the Sora, and now you've got a little bit more, but unfortunately he went to cycle through his spells immediately, and that cost him an up smash, and now he's a lot more vulnerable. Oh, he went to challenge the side B, but it has a lot of priority. It's a little tough to hit. I love the double parry. Oh my goodness. Just flex it out here. Did not even need to do that. Okay, but really good ledge trapping on behalf of the Sora. You know, I've seen a lot of the wall jump stuff from I-kon over here. Although very careful, you got to be very careful for Sora there. I've seen him SD at least once with that before, so he's got to very patient about how he goes for that fastball. Now in this position, even though you're down a little bit, you probably want to, you know, keep away for the most part. Is when you head on in against this Joker. Oh, almost. He went for the counter in that position, which would have been the stock 100%. You're at 154%. You're definitely dead to a counter there. Oh, and a well-timed Blizzaga, but unfortunately no punish out of it as he went rocketing to the air. But Joker unfortunately unable to make it back to the ledge. I didn't see if it was a ledge grab limit or what, but what I also did happen to see was that up smash. And now here we are. It's even stocks, 0-0. Well, 12-0, 11. Okay, 12. Okay, I'm gonna stop counting the percents now as the game goes on. But for the most part, we're still just racking up damage between each other. It's an even game. It's anybody's game. You know, you just got to see who can make the most out of the positions they're put in. All right, now how does he get off ledge? He stalls on ledge a little bit. Ooh, that is a really unfortunate. I'd like to see him run forward a little bit after getting that Blizzaga. He just does it in place, and I'm a little... Let's go! Hey, we have another commentator coming in, it looks like, in just a moment. Oh, I like the down tilt up smash. This could really come in clutch for the Sora. There's a pretty good chance that he's... Oh, does he nick the stop? Almost. I'd like to see him go for some other options out of Blizzaga that are a little more consistent too. Oh, I like the down sash. And now, one good hit, that's all he really needs to take the stock as well. Whereas if you're I-kon, you definitely need to find some way to get out. And if you DI away from that up smash for the most part, he's definitely been doing that very well. And now, whoa, not much. All right, we've got another commentator coming in, just at the thick of game 2. Oh, and that's gonna. It is now 1-1 between these players. We're having an even set. This is certainly a set.
Oh, for sure. I just got here.
Welcome.
All right, cool.
It's now tied 1-1.
All right, so we got Sora versus Joker.
We have Sora versus Joker.
Interesting. What's up? For guys who don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Tony. Resident
And if I didn't
Belmont
mention,
player.
I am Delay.
Yeah,
Not Resident,
Belmont player.
but Link player.
Yeah. All right, cool. So first time on commentary in a while. I'm excited to see the match that we're about to see. We're going to PS2. A really good stage for both these characters, actually.
I think that actually sounds like a pretty good Joker counter pick in this matchup, because you kind of want to stick away from Sora for the most part, because of that Nair is really tough to try to challenge.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You want a little more space to get away.
Right.
Yep. All right, and now we're heading into game 3. No character swap. No, nothing else, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens, because both these characters have really, really good tools. Oh,
Absolutely.
Cool. 23%. Ooh, already at 30.
Yeah, and we put him right back into the ledge as well. You know, oh, I love catching him running off the platform. This is looking a lot different from what we were seeing from the Sora the first game, where things were not quite looking his way at the start.
I
like how the gun
looking
reset
for ways
the combo
to get in
too.
right now, because he's kind of playing ledge to ledge right now.
Yeah.
I can tell now that he has Arsene, he's trying to go in a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, if I'm the Sora, especially after I've done a bunch of percent, you know, I don't want to give him rage and a whole bunch of combo. He kind of just stood still. It was a little confusing, but for the most part, you definitely want to get out of the way.
Getting some percent. Ooh, a little bit of a.
Otherwise, things like that happen.
Throwing
now
some grapes at him. I love it.
Oh, this is terrifying. You don't want to ever be. I'll never see the end of a Joker forward smash in the corner. Even without Arsene, that stuff can kill you very early.
Especially since it's always ticking percent, you never really realize how high of a percent you actually are if you get hit by a bunch of those.
Yeah. But in this, and I think there's a little bit of nerves, but that was a really good down because for the most part, after Blizzard, the Sora will almost always use up smash.
Down smash, sending him at a very awkward angle. He's got Arsene though, so he makes that back.
Joker has no trouble, and not even any trouble killing with that counter on the side either, but answers right back with a back air, and now we're immediately back to, we're playing a Smash 4 game, ladies and gentlemen. It's 0%, 0%.
Now it's just a matter of seeing who can adapt to who a little bit quicker, especially in this Game 3 situation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wonderful adaptation going on lately, and these games are getting so much more close. You know, it's honestly, it's very nice to watch.
I actually really like the guns in the Joker-Sora matchup because Sora's double jump has a little bit of startup to it, and it's such
you can usually take it with guns, you know.
It's such a good zoning tool. Also, it's really easy to gimp Sora with those guns.
A little bit too slow covering the neutral get up on the platform, unfortunately. And now at this point, you know, they're both kind of zoning each other out. But at the same time, you're about to get Arsene, and now you've unlocked back air, and not quite. No good punish there. But at the same time, now you have a little more space to get in. You know, you've got your Arsene.
I really like the
patience,
even though he has Arsene. I really like I-kon's patience with the Joker, making sure he gets the most use out of the Arsene as possible without really going for extreme hard reads. He's just trying to press that advantage state in that neutral.
Unfortunately, he didn't make a whole much use out of Arsene. But see that Blizzard into up B there off stage? That is something that I want to see a little more even on stage. Yeah. Because I feel like that's just a little more consistent of getting
I really like how they're both kind of leaving a lot of open space in between them. That up B almost taken it. We almost got a fake kill
But
screen.
really good DI. If you DI that poorly, then it kills very early. But DI is very
Joker
important.
with almost max rage is a little scary.
And gun into back air. All right, and now and another F tilt. This is crazy. For the most part, this game has just been back and forth and back and forth.
Those are always the best kind of games to watch because they.
And congratulations to Amatros for winning his round 1. Huh.
Wow.
All right, so back to the game. At least it's still very even, you know. But Arsene is right on deck, and if you're I-kon, you're definitely trying to stall out, wait for that Arsene, and now you want to get in. But you got to be super careful. You can't just go too aggressive when you've got Arsene just because you have it. Because most
now we're starting to
players
see some percent starting to tick up from stray bullets as well as the little purple balls of death that are coming out from Arsene.
Yeah, and if you look at that, like how it's and what a tech!
What a beautiful
what
tech!
a tech! Oh my God!
Somebody clip that. That was a sick tech.
Careful. Okay, so I was about to say that back air is very scary, and thankfully he fell out of the Thundaga because that can tend to kill very early if you're DIing it wrong, if you're not 100% ready for it. Okay.
Yep, the side Bs.
It looks like both players are maybe getting a little bit nervous now. You're very high percent. You're on game 3. None of you wants to lose your winners round 1. You know? That was such a read. That was such a good read.
That was risky for JAsh to go for. Blizzard.
Good mash, good mash. He didn't die here. Oh, and now he comes out on top.
Resetting
Now, how
the
does he-
reversing the situations. Oh, he's going deep for it.
Okay, you're alive though. He
Wow.
almost had that too. He had gotten through that. There was a.
Oh,
and the
there
Sora
we
wins
go.
it. He
JAsh
wins it.
taking it 2-1
What
over
a comeback
I-kon
victory!
in an amazing game 3.
That was
Wow.
incredible to watch.